This video did not go to plan.
Hello and welcome back to our channel, and if you're here for the first time then welcome to the regular runner.
So guys, we are at Heaton Parkrun today. It's a week since the Manchester Half Marathon. As you can see, we both turned up in the same outfit. We're recording this after the run, which is fortunate because it didn't quite go to plan this week. I've had a bit of a bad knee since the half marathon last week, and that meant that it started to get a little bit angry as we were running around the run, especially when we started to run up Angina Hill. My left knee just really started to get painful, so we ended up walking it in from about halfway, which is a shame because we were doing quite well up to that point. I felt like we had quite good pace up to then, but it just didn't go well. Keep an eye out in the video this week. You will see potentially Craig, Mandy and Carl from the Running Whale. They joined us at Heaton Parkrun this week because it was our 50th volunteer and we promised them some cake. Traffic wardens walking past, checking that I've paid for parking, which I have done. So I'll stick a link to Craig's channel down in the description so that you can go and check his channel out. He's a pretty good runner. He's from over Yorkshire way and does a lot of park runs, and he's a bit quicker than us, but he's coming back from a bit of a hip flexor injury, and I believe this was his first park run back from that injury, running all the way. So I'll take you to see the video now. Like I say, it doesn't always go well, even for runners like us that are doing 10Ks, half marathons. It's not always plain sailing, so it is what it is. We're going to take a little bit of rest and recuperation. Hopefully my knee will be better for the next time. It wasn't worth running through pain and potentially injuring it even more, so I think I did the right thing. Still got the run credit and managed to get some cake as well. And by the power of editing, I'm going to join you today for a bit of a voiceover.
Yeah, you see the end.
So as we start the run, you'll see the bright yellow t-shirt with the headset on the right hand side. That's Craig from the Running Whale, disappearing off into the distance, leaving us standing. I do promise you we are actually running at this point, it's just pretty quick. So as we start this run, people are tiptoeing around the puddles. It has been a little bit wet for the last couple of days. And so far I'm feeling pretty good at this point. This is the first time I've run since the half marathon. So as you can probably tell, Heaton Park is pretty busy today. There's quite a crowd, but also because we were talking to Craig and Mandy and Carl, we started quite far back. And so I fully expected to be catching people up for the first lap. Usually as it gets to about the 1k marker, things spread out a little bit and you can usually pick things up there. Another thing you'll notice as well this week is there are a lot of milestone bibs being worn by runners. In addition to our 50th volunteer, I think Duncan said he had a page and a half of milestones to read out in the intro briefing. So at this point I'm trying to just get onto a little bit of a rhythm. There are some puddles at the side, but I don't avoid puddles, I just go straight through the middle of them.
Hold on, whatever.
So at this point of the run I'm feeling quite optimistic.
Thanks, marshals.
The video I'd originally intended to take you today was going to be a comparison video. So the very first video that I recorded on this channel was a point of view at Heaton Parkrun. And I wanted to try and show running had improved over the last 2 months. As we've already indicated in the introduction though, that's not how things turned out.
Thank you.
So as we turn off onto the small lap, we've got a little bit of a downhill and then it gets quite narrow. So at this point I'm trying to find position so that we don't get bunched in too much as we go between the trees. I also noticed that up ahead people were slowing down a little bit. We usually get some puddles around this area. Have to be a little bit cautious. You also see Becky's ponytail swishing around on the right hand side. You'll notice that her hair colour's changed a little bit. She's decided now that it's autumn that she wanted to go an autumnal brown rather than blonde.
Oh. I think I splashed someone.
And as we skip through those puddles, we enter into the trees. And as you can see, it's a little bit narrow here. So usually we just have to sit in the crowd and wait until it opens up at around the 1k marker. Becky's now on my left hand side. She's obviously skipped around the back of me as we were coming into the trees. You'll see the flag set up. That's for the South East Lancashire Cross Country League. We're running their first race here today. And I've just had a quick check of my watch just to see what the time is for the first kilometre. It's usually slow. This week was particularly slow because of the crowds and because I started quite far back.
Thank you.
So as we pass the 1k marker, at this point I usually try and find a little bit of space. And I try to turn up the pace a little bit to try and find my natural pace. As I say, at this point I'm feeling pretty comfortable, so I'm actually looking for sort of 5:30 pace, maybe even a little bit quicker. because that was feeling quite comfortable at the time. Didn't actually realise until afterwards that at this point I was actually going quite a little bit quicker than that target pace, but it felt comfortable, so I was happy. So there you'll see the Halloween fair that's set up on the right hand side. You get the fair here a few times a year. Every time there's an event on in the park usually. And as we come round Cafe Corner,
Thank you.
Thanks, marshals.
I'm opening up the pace a little bit. Just to test the water, see what feels comfortable. I'm also thinking at this point to try and find a nice little spaced out gap in the crowds. I know the hill's coming up. We do get quite a lot of walkers on the hill, so if you find a bit of space in the crowd, it just means you have to weave a little bit less.
Thank you.
So that's the end of the first lap. We're all saying thank you to the volunteers. Quick check of the watch. At this point I'm usually thinking about maybe conserving a little bit of energy, getting my breath back ready for the hill, because I know that's coming up in about 500 metres.
Thanks, Charlie.
And just as we catch that 35-minute pace here, I'm having a quick check to see what our pace looks like. Pretty sure I remember seeing 5 minutes 15 per kilometre at this point. I'm feeling quite happy with myself because it feels comfortable. Not easy, but comfortable. So as we get to Andrew's Corner and start to line ourselves up for Angina Hill,
Thank you.
I'm realising there's a bit of a gap in the crowd ahead of us. So I try to position myself there in the hopes that I don't have to swerve quite so much as we go up the hill. It's at about this point that I start to feel a little bit of a niggle in my left knee. I'm not too worried just yet. try to keep my paces small. Try to keep my steps consistent as we go up the hill. Just here, I get a bit of a twinge.
Thanks, Marshall.
Thank you. Well done, guys. Well done on your half.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And from that twinge, I'm starting to suffer now. The pain's building, and I'm questioning whether I'm going to make it to the top of the hill. As we get to here, you'll see the runner in the black 100 shirt stop, and I have to swerve around them. And the sudden change of direction and sudden change of pace actually made the pain feel even worse. And that's it, I'm walking now.
That kneecap's really sore.
At the moment, I don't think I'm completely out.
It's just on the uphill.
When I've had the pain over the last week, it's only been when I've been going up steps, and I think it's just the hill that's causing it at this point. So I'll walk for a few minutes and then try an easy jog. I'm hoping that I can just get to the top of the hill and then continue. In hindsight, as I went round this corner,
Thank you.
I was in quite a bit of pain and didn't think I was going to be able to get very far. And again, I'm back to walking.
So sore. In case you can't tell, my knee's still bad from the half. And it's just getting to the end at this point, so fingers crossed.
So at this point, I think I'm being stubborn. I'm thinking to myself, I ran a half marathon last week. I can get around this park run. The rest of it's downhill. So I'm just trying to jog carefully.
Oh, no, I can't.
And I'm back to walking again. So I've barely managed 50 metres there before I'm walking again. As you'll see in a second, I'm still being stubborn. I don't want to be defeated and try and run again. There we go, I'm trying again.
No, can't.
And I'm done.
Right, I'm making a call. Because this is going to end up turning into a serious injury if I'm not careful. So I think we're just going to walk it in. What do you say?
I'd say listen to your body. I will walk if that's what you need.
Yeah. So that's the plan then. We'll walk it in the rest of the way. Save ourselves for next time. We still got cake though.
Still got cake.
Still got cake.
Too.
Morning. So let's not call this a DNF. We'll call it a not quite run finish.
Sensible finish.
Yeah. So, coming up on 3k, we've been walking for about 500 metres. I suppose I should give a bit of an update on what's wrong with my knee. Basically, ever since the half marathon, my patella tendon under my kneecap has been very sore and angry. So I've not run for a week since the half. And just tried to rest it up. But especially going up and down stairs and things like that, I've been able to feel it, and I thought I'd be okay today, but apparently not. So we're just going to walk this one in. So we'll still get the run credit. Well done, guys.
Thank you. Well done, everyone.
Yeah, so we'll still get the run credit. And to be fair, we were going well for 2.5k. The average time on my watch said that we're averaging 6:34, but it was a bit of a slow start because it's a busy one today. So yeah, we'll just walk this one in. We've got some shifty looking characters in the park today. It's Halloween in a few weeks, and they've been sticking scarecrows up around the park this last week. Took the dog for a walk around the park yesterday and took a picture of a load of them. Which is nice to see, it's good for the kids, isn't it?
It is.
Right, we're into the last 500 metres now. It's a shame I've not been able to run this one. I was hoping to have this video as a bit of a comparison to the first time I recorded Heaton Park, but it wasn't meant to be today. Got to try and protect the legs. You know, if that means not running today so that I can run next week, then so be it. That's what I have to do. So, good news is though, today is our 50th volunteer. So most weeks when we come to Parkrun, we do help to set up the parkrun. We also help to tidy up as well. And then on weeks when we don't run, we also volunteer in other roles as well.
Hello.
Well done, thank you.
Well done, 250.
So yeah, on weeks even when we're not running, we do also still come and volunteer. We'll either marshal or manage the funnel. Well, last week I debuted as the run director for the first time. So we've been learning a lot of new volunteering roles. Trying to help out as much as we can so that everybody can do their park runs. Whereas today I get to be half a park walker. Does that count as a role? But yeah, I think I've done the right thing. I rest the leg this week. I've done what I can. I've tried doing a bit of run walking, but it's just too sore. It's going to end up getting worse if I'm not careful. So we'll walk it in and go and have coffee and cake afterwards. Go on, let's run the last bit.
Thank you.
Sprint finish.